Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Good evening, everybody. Our 48th annual Heritage Day celebration is just over a week away. Hard to believe it's back that time of year again, but things will get started next Thursday, June 13th, with the arrival of our carnival vendor, Elliott Amusements. Besides the rides and Midway, Elliott's has continued their commitment to promote reading in our elementary schools. Each school has received free ride wristbands for students who have read the most books in and out of the classroom this spring. This is something that they've been doing for the past 6 years, and it has really been a hit with our young students. Friday's events include the 10th annual all-school, all-class reunion. The Southgate Historical Foundation will once again be providing school displays from Schaefer, Southgate High, and Aquinas, and Southgate Anderson. These displays will be located near the concession area at Market Center Park. Friday's entertainment will take a country western theme with performances from Cody Boggs Band and Family Tradition. The DDA will also be sponsoring a meat raffle on Friday with a prize including 100 pounds of meat and a meat freezer. On Saturday, things get started with our annual Heritage Days Parade at 11 a.m. from Grogan Elementary School on Burns. Immediately following the parade will be our Taste of the Town event on the grounds of Market Center Park, featuring the delectable delights from over 20 local eateries. It is a great place to enjoy a fabulous lunch after the parade. During the Taste of Town, we will also be honoring or holding a short ceremony in recognition of this year's Heritage Day Parade Grand Marshal, who is Mrs. Nancy Logan Gratz. Nancy moved to Southgate with her family in 1959, about 9 months after we became a city. Together with her husband, Nancy raised 4 children in Southgate. Now at 90 years young, Nancy is a shining example of youth beyond years. During her working years, Nancy was a member of the Michigan Federation of Business and Professional Women and an officer of the South Shore Women's Organization, which was a downriver organization. And that organization named Nancy the Woman of Achievement in 2002 and as a One Phenomenal Woman in 2006. She has been very active in our community as a volunteer over the past 20 years and currently serves as a secretary of our case commission. Nancy is also an avid poet and storyteller. She meets regularly with the Downriver poets and playwrights and participates in their monthly recitals. Her work is also featured in the Southgate Senior Newsletter each month. Congratulations to Nancy Dillon Gratz. She is a wonderful example of the attributes that make our community such a great city. After the Taste of the Town event, several other family-friendly events will take place, including our traditional Kid Olympics, face painting, a new addition, which is a video game truck, and music bingo. At 2 p.m., our police community relations team will host a cornhole tournament starting at 2 p.m. Registration is available online and the day of the event. The Downriver Community Federal Credit Union will also be sponsoring a car show and business expo in their parking lot from noon to 4 p.m. Saturday's live entertainment lineup will include Little Davy and the Diplomats, Wisteria, Sonic Fury, and Detroit Drive. For complete information and specific times for all of our events, please review the latest edition of our Southgate Today magazine or visit the City of Southgate's website. On behalf of the residents and elected officials of this great community, I'd like to thank all of the Heritage Day sponsors, our Downtown Development Authority, and especially all of the volunteers for their support of this wonderful community event. Without their time and contributions, our Heritage Day celebration would not be possible. The lobby of our municipal building will be closed to the public on it's Tuesday and Wednesday, right? Okay, I just want to make sure because we were thinking it might be Thursday, but Tuesday, June 18th and Wednesday, June 19th for building maintenance and the much needed carpet replacement in that area of the building. On that Tuesday, all building departments will remain open for phone inquiries and online transactions, but the public will not be allowed into the library because things will be messed up at that. I'm sorry, at City Hall, the City Hall lobby, because they'll be working on the carpet. And then, however, on Wednesday, June 19th, our municipal offices will remain closed in celebration of Juneteenth National Observance Day. This is also the day for our next regular scheduled city council meeting. Therefore, as we celebrate the Juneteenth day, the city council will meet the following day on June 20th. So just some updates there, and that's what I have today, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
No report.
Mr. Treasurer?
The only thing I have to report is along the same lines with the carpet, because as the carpet is being installed, they will be moving one office to another, and the treasurer's, I believe it's right after June 19th, the treasurer's office is moving to the building department. So if you need to pay your water bill, your taxes, you need to go across the hall. Obviously, there'll be signs telling you that, but just be aware that the treasurer, all of the offices will be moving at one point or another over the next few weeks, but the treasurer's office specifically will be moving into the building department for a week and before it moves back. That's all.
Thank you. Councilman Kowalski?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, good evening. My report on the Downtown Development Authority, a meeting was held on May 16th. The 24-25 budget was approved, and you'll see in the city that services have been contracted by the DDA to provide spring cleanup at the 8 cityscape sites in the DDA district. This work is underway, and you'll be able to see it and appreciate how good it looks. Also, funding was approved for an additional outdoor patio area. This seating area is in the Market Center Park area. And this project has included some additional drainage work along with some footers. And this is going to be for, the future beautification and development of the Market Center Park. So you should stop in and look at it. It's a really wonderful job that's been going on, and it's exciting to see what's happening in the Market Center Park area. Also in the DDA, we hired a summer intern to assist the director, especially during this busy time with all the Market Center Park concerts, the Heritage Days, and so that's a good thing. And also a shout out to the Lowe's in Southgate. They donated a freezer chest for our meat raffle, so thanks to them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Councilman Roush?
No report.
Councilman Graziani?
No report.
The school board did meet. They recognized the Winter Guard and the Winter Percussion teams. The Viking Winter Guard took second at states. The Titan Winter Guard took 8th, and the Southgate Anderson Winter Guard took 5th. And the Winter Percussion took 8th place as well. And also I want to say a huge congratulations to the class of 2024. They graduated yesterday at Titan Stadium. So congratulations and best wishes. Councilwoman George.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Commission on Aging will be meeting tomorrow at noon. They're busy working on the Senior Olympics, and the application for the Olympics is available if anybody wants to pick one up. Concerning the library, the summer reading program starts June 17th and goes through August 17th, and they've got programs for every age. The theme this year is Adventure Begins at the library. And also the children's programs are still ongoing. And in addition with, or along with our summer reading program, on different weeks, there's going to be special programs for the kids. Some are for the kids, some are for the adults. So it's really, we got a busy summer going on here. And also at the library, there's a new streaming service. It's called Canopy, a video streaming service. And you must have a library card to sign up for this. And this is in addition to the other streaming, the Libby, Hoopla services that we offer, and they are free, so take advantage of it. They have movies, they have TV shows, but you do need a library card. And if you go to the app, if you got your library card, you can put your number in and go online. If you need any help, the staff at the library will help you. And of course, if you need a new library card, they will take care of that for you. This weekend is a citywide garage sale, June 7th, 8th, and 9th. I hope it doesn't rain for them. I saw my neighbor putting some stuff out. He had it out. It was in the garage. So anyway, hopefully it won't rain. It'll be a good time for that. Is it too late to get a name on the list that the city publishes?
That goes through the treasurer's office. Do you know, Mr. Treasurer?
I do not know.
Oh, okay. Well, they can try. I think that's all I have. I really just wanted to comment on our memorial service too. I think it was one of the most touching ones that I've ever been at. And of course, the mayor always does a good job too. But this year, it just seemed exceptional for some reason. So I'll thank you to the VFW for putting that on. And I think that's all that I have for now. Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
Chair.
Thank you. Councilman Ayers-Reese,
Thanks, Madam Chair. No report.
Councilman Gollard.
No report.
Mr. Marsh, please, for the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tonight, we have one person under scheduled persons in the audience, and that's Tina Julian, who is going to address the sidewalk program. Then under Communications A, the first item is the recommendation to approve a three-year natural gas purchase extension with Constellation Energy. The city has been purchasing natural gas through Constellation since 2016 instead of getting it through DTE, and that's because we're able to secure lower unit rates by purchasing through Constellation. The recommended three-year contract extension will be for a not-to-exceed amount, is proposed to be for a not-to-exceed amount of $3.99 per MMBTU. This figure actually represents a savings of our current rate of $4.29 per unit. And just also for reference, DTE's stated their all-in rate for a comparable unit is $4.62. So this is we see it as a good deal for the city. Are there any questions regarding the first item? Seeing none. The next item is a recommendation to use the city's approved carpentry contractor, CS Construction Management, to renovate and install showers in the women's locker room at the police department for a not-to-exceed amount of $21,000. This project would be paid out of the federal forfeiture account. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none. The third item under Communications A is a recommendation from the library director for a consulting agreement with Library Design Associates. The library has budgeted a significant amount of money for new furniture, circulation desks, shelving. They're going to be putting some big investments in there. So the library director has sought consulting to make sure that those big purchases, that we have some professional help on those, both for developing bid documents and just picking out what would be appropriate for a library of our size. Again, it's for a not to exceed amount. It's $200 per hour, up to $7,000. Are there any questions from council? Okay. Seeing none. Next is a request for renewal of the Power DMS Power Time subscription. This program is used by the police department as their time management tool for all the police officers. The purchase of Power Time was approved by council in February 2023. This is the annual subscription update needed to continue using that purchase software. Are there any questions from council? Seeing none. The last item under Communications A is a request to purchase and waive the bid for an MBM Destroy It 4005 cross-cut paper shredder from Whitaker Brothers. While the administration is requesting a waiver of bid, the product was quoted under their General Services Administration's cooperative bid. That's for all government agencies can join into purchase out of that cooperative bid. But also, the finance director did receive quotes from two other vendors, and the proposed Whitaker shredder was the lowest quote. Are there any questions from council? Okay. Going on to Communications B, we have one item, and that's the appointment of Peter Petoskey to the Water Board for a term expiring April 2026. And then on to ordinances, we have one item, and that is the second reading of changes to City Code Section 1423 to include mobile and manufactured homes. At present, they are the only rental housing that does not require regular certification and inspection are mobile homes and manufactured homes. So this proposed amendment to the multifamily housing ordinance would eliminate that inconsistency. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none, that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll reconvene at 7 o'clock.
Man, Dan, you were good. Dan, the man.
Oh, it's,
It's not.
we're just gonna keep staying.
Now 7 o'clock, the June 5th regular meeting will begin. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Gollak,
Here.
Councilman Kowalski,
Present?
Councilman Ayers Reese,
Present.
Councilman Roush.
Here.
Councilman George.
Here.
Councilman Graziani.
Present.
Councilman Kessler.
Here. I need a motion to approve the work study meeting minutes dated May 15th, 2024.
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman George.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the work study meeting minutes dated May 15th, 2024.
Motion by George, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes dated May 15th, 2024.
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
I make a motion to approve the regular city council meeting dated May 15th, 2024.
Support?
Motion by Roush, supported by Kowalski. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the public hearing minutes for Echo Park subdivision, May 15th, 2024.
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman
I'd
George.
like to make a motion to approve the public hearing minutes for Echo Park subdivision on May 15th, 2024.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Golick. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. We have one scheduled person in the audience, Tina Julian. If you'd like to please come to the podium, state your name and address one more time, and you'll have 3 minutes to address council.
I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing. I only heard the first two.
State your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes to address.
Okay. Tina Julian, 13684 Windermere. I'm coming about the sidewalk issues, and I believe it was you I spoke to, Dan, telling me that first that the engineers had walked around the city. Then I was told that no, they didn't do our side. Then when I brought it up, that it looked and appears that every place that has a tree, that's how they marked them. Because I have pictures of stuff where there's no trees and no sidewalks were marked. I also have pictures down by the park, which is the city's responsibility, that they filled in that stuff that they used to put in.
The gravel.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, they made a ramp on one of those, but one of the houses made a ramp and that's not allowed. Now, you have to excuse me, I have lung issues. When my father first purchased these trees, the city paid for half of them. So the city should help pay for the cement or take care of their areas. My family also has another home in Dearborn. The trees are on the approach. The city of Dearborn trims them. The sidewalk right here that was replaced, the city of Dearborn did it at no cost to the resident. Now, when I mentioned to you about my neighbor having a tree cut down, and I told you that she contacted the company through the city, which is chopped, and you told me that she hired them on their own. But it was a recommendation because that's who's working with the city. Now, they didn't grind my neighbors down enough, and you told me to have her call them back because she's the one that hired them, and they had no affiliation with the city. But yet, they're the one company working with the city that if we contact you, you put us in contact with. I just have a problem with the residents having to maintain these. I have pictures where we already did some, and yet the city sidewalks, including by the parks, are not done. They're in the same condition. They're not marked, but y'all aren't replacing those. You're coming after us before you take care of city property. I have a problem with that. And I don't understand why. If you are coming at the residents, then you all need to take care of city property first. And before anybody says Dearborn gets more taxes, the city of Southgate last year, my taxes were higher in Southgate than they were in Dearborn. So I don't understand how they can do it, and you all put it on us, and you all don't fix your own stuff.
Emily was, yeah, okay. Well, thank you for your comments, Dan, Mr. Marsh, if you wanted
Yeah,
to say,
if I'm,
address.
did you have?
Well, it's 3 minutes, yeah.
Okay, yeah, if I just may address some of those, concerns. I think it's a good opportunity to kind of talk about our, city sidewalk program that we have. So, the way that sidewalk flags get marked in the city is really, one of two ways. One, a zone of the city, and John, if you want to jump in anytime, you're welcome to, but we will tackle a zone of the city. There's 18 different zones, and the engineers will walk that zone and mark any flag that is either, has a crack in it, it's lifted, it has a bad slope to it, it's deteriorating, and they'll put an orange dot on that one. The other way that it gets marked is if there's at-large complaints. So if someone comes in and says, hey, I walk my dog down the street, or I take walks and there's a big lifted sidewalk here, they'll call into DPS and it will get put as an at-large complaint. So those are the two ways that the sidewalks get monitored. Any resident, if they have a sidewalk concern, even if it's not the zone that we're tackling, they can call DPS. They can say, I have a sidewalk concern, and then we fix it, and then it gets put on the list to be fixed. The city does fix sidewalks. There's of this year's $50,000 worth of sidewalks the city's replacing. So if there were some on Superior that I was unaware of, that we can definitely get those addressed. And we'd hope if any resident sees that they would address it with the city, because we don't want trip hazards in the city. The approach of having the engineers actually walk every sidewalk in an area and marking them, that's a proactive approach. Other cities in the area will just completely do at-large call-ins. But it is true that it's the residents' responsibility to fix those sidewalk squares that are in front of their house. Same with their tree if they have a tree issue, outside of if the tree is dead or dying, in which case the city would replace that at the city's cost. Regarding Chopped, Chopped is the city's, the council-approved tree removal service. That being said, that's not the only tree removal service that people can use in the city. The contract that if someone engages with Chopped, that's an engagement between the resident and that company. So that's where we wouldn't get involved in that necessarily. So if they do have an issue with the work that they do, the resident would have to follow up with the contractor.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say something. Remember when we discussed the one
Ma'am.
on the end of my street?
It's not,
That was all gravel? That's been like that for 15 years.
okay, please address, and then it's not a back and forth after this, but Mr. Marsh, please.
I know, I'm sorry. I've never been to a council meeting.
You're okay.
I just wanted to-
No problem.
Yeah, and that Miss Julie and I did actually speak about that as well. About there's been areas in her subdivision that she's noticed that have been a problem for a long time. Again, the implementation of a sidewalk program, and I don't know how far back that goes. I think it may only go back that we've been doing it regularly back to maybe 2020 or 2021. So that
No, the sidewalk program's been around for about 25 years. And we
So I
did take a
don't know
little
if
bit
that-
of a break for a period during COVID.
Okay, so it was just a break during
Yeah.
that time. So I don't know if that area just didn't get walked during like I said, there's 18 different sections. So it may have gotten missed years ago. I couldn't speak to that, but this is the reason why we have a sidewalk program. Is so if there's something like that, there's that proactive approach that the engineers do, walking every spot to actually spot it.
And excuse me, lastly, through the chair, that if there is a trip hazard caused by a city utility, manhole or something that's adjacent to the sidewalk, we'll pay for that. The city pays for those. And then we also pay for the corner approaches, the slopes at the intersections through there. So it's just the frontage of the homes that people are responsible for. And we work with that. In overall, we've had a pretty good reception of the sidewalk program within the districts that we've been in.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. There are no consideration of bids and there's no scheduled hearings. The first item on our communications A is a memo from the finance director regarding the recommendation to approve 3-year natural gas purchase extension. Madam Clerk.
Since 2016, the city of Southgate has purchased natural gas from Constellation Energy as opposed to DTE Energy. This practice has saved the city money each year as the Constellation gas rate has been lower than DTE Energy. In addition, the city has realized additional savings through lower distribution charges than charged by DTE Energy. Our current contract with Constellation Energy expires June 30th, 2025. However, future gas prices are depressed due to winter months, record production, and a surplus of storage. The city has the option to extend our contract with Constellation Energy for a 3-year term at lower rates, at rates lower than our current rate. In addition, DTE Energy has submitted an application to the Michigan Public Services Commission to raise rates. The proposed 3-year rate would be $3.87 per MMBTU, which is lower than our current rate of $4.29 per MMBTU. The price is based on the NYMEX futures, which fluctuate daily. Therefore, the administration recommends a 3-year extension with Constellation Energy at a rate not to exceed $3.99 per MMBTU, which will allow a slight cushion if rates increase between this date and city council approval.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Gollert,
I'll make a motion that we approve the 3-year contract extension with Constellation Energy for the purchase and delivery of natural gas, effective July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2028, at a rate not to exceed $3.99 per MMBTU.
Support.
motion by Gollert, supported by Roush. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding the shower enhancements to the police department women's locker room. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the proposal from CS Construction Management for shower enhancements to the Police Department Women's Locker Room and concur with the Director of Public Safety's recommendation to approve these enhancements in an amount not to exceed $21,000. CS Construction Management is the city's approved general contractor for construction projects. Funds for this project are available in the Federal Forfeiture Fund. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Ayers Reese.
I make a motion that we approve proposal from CS Construction Management from Wyandotte, Michigan for shower enhancements to the police department, women's locker room, in the not to exceed amount of $21,000.
Support.
Motion by Ayers Reese, supported by Kowalski. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding the library design and consulting agreement. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the proposal from Library Design Associates of Plymouth, Michigan for the library design and consultation agreement and concur with the library director's recommendation to approve this agreement in the amount not to exceed $7,000. Funds for this project are available in the library fund. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Ayers Reese.
I make a motion that we approve the library design consulting and planning agreement with Library Design Associates Incorporated for an amount not to exceed $7,000.
Support.
Motion by Ayers Reese, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding the police time management platform subscription renewal. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the Director of Public Safety, and I concur with his recommendation to approve the renewal of the subscription for police time management platform with Power DMS, Inc. of El Segundo, California, in the amount of $3,550.58 for a 1-year term. Sufficient funds are available in the general fund to cover costs associated with this subscription. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Kowalski.
I propose a motion to approve the renewal of time management platform subscription for a 1-year term beginning July 6, 2024 to July 5, 2025 to Power DMS El Segundo, California in the amount of $3,550.58.
Support.
Motion by Kowalski, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Last is a letter from the mayor regarding the purchase of a shredder. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the Assistant City Administrator / Finance Director, and I concur with his recommendation to approve the purchase of a new shredder for the Finance Department. It is requested that City Council waive the bid procedure and approve the purchase from Whitaker Brothers of Rockville, Maryland in the amount of $5,968.97. The purchase price includes a 1-year warranty and supplies. Sufficient funds are available in the Finance Department operating budget to cover costs associated with this purchase. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Council Chair.
Councilman Graziani.
Move the Southgate City Council waive the bid process and approve the purchase of the MBM Destroy It 5 cross-cut paper shredder from Whitaker Brothers of Rockville, Maryland, in the total amount of $5,968.97 under the terms of the GSA contract.
Support.
Motion by Graziani, supported by Roush. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. One item under Communications B, to receive and file a letter from the mayor regarding an appointment to the water board. I'll take a motion to receive and file.
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
I make a motion we receive and file.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by George. Any discussion or objection? Motion carries. There is one ordinance regarding the second reading of proposed amendment to City Code Chapter 1423. Councilwoman Ayers Reese.
Madam Chair. In June of 2023, City Council adopted the current language in City Code Chapter 1423 regarding the required inspection and certification of multifamily housing. The administration recommends amending Chapter 1423 to include the attached language that requires non-owner occupied manufactured and mobile homes to be subject to inspection and certification. At present, the only rental housing in the city not subject to inspection, not subject to inspection and certification are non-owner, write that. The adoption of the proposed ordinance will ensure a consistent approach to maintaining high-quality rental properties in the city. If you have any questions, ask Stan.
No.
The motion.
That's it. I make the motion to amend the City Code Chapter 1423 to include the proposed language with an effective date of no later than September 30th, 2024.
Support.
Motion by Ayers Reese, supported by George. Any discussion or objection? Motion carries. Any old business that council would like to discuss?
Madam Chairman,
Oh, Mr.
I
Treasurer?
would like to answer Councilman George's question
Sure.
regarding this citywide garage sale. You can sign up at the treasurer's office up until about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So they can still sign up through to tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Any other old business that council would like to discuss?
Chairman,
Councilman
I
Roush?
just, is there an update on the Edison House? Because people are calling now.
Yeah,
And the grass is pretty high.
Yeah, I don't have an update on the grass, but through the chair, the Edison House right now, we're working on getting some DTE clearances. They have a clearance for the overhead line. There was a bit of a delay there for a couple of weeks regarding the shutoffs for the utilities. There's actually a cell site on the corner, and that triggered some kind of further review through the DTE process that delayed it. Again, the electrical's done. We're just waiting for the gas shutoff, and the contractor. They're ready to go. So once they get that last one, that house will be coming down, hopefully very, very soon.
Madam Chair,
Councilman
Appreciate it.
George?
I drove by there today, and that grass needs to be cut tomorrow. It's a disgrace. The poor person next door that's trying to sell his house. But I mean, the grass was like this. It needs to be cut.
Yeah, that'll get addressed.
Who knows what's in it?
Are there any other old business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, any new business the council would like to discuss?
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Mayor?
just in regards to tonight's person in the audience that brought some things to our attention, we will be looking into the photographs that Ms. Julian will provide us, and especially as it relates to any city asset in terms of our responsibility. Again, not always, that's sometimes complaint driven as well, but we'll make sure that the city assets are addressed appropriately.
Any other new business the council would like to
Madam
discuss?
Chair.
Councilman Golick?
Just because I didn't know about this, and now we have 18 zones, I believe you said, that get inspected, how long does it take for that to cycle through? So the residents would know if it's inspected today, when's my next inspection going to be after the 18 zones go through?
John, you want to take that?
Yeah, through the chair, we do typically one zone a year. So 1 to 2 zones, it depends on what our allocation is. This particular year, we're approximately $123,000, and the city, as Dan mentioned, the city's portion was just over 50,000 of that. But if there's a real egregious issue, that's the city at large that we want to address. We do come through the commercial districts a little bit more regularly to make sure that the major commercial corridors are taken care of. as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any other new business? Seeing none, we'll move on to unscheduled persons in the audience. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to address council, come to the podium. Seeing none, we'll move on to claims and accounts. Councilman Roush.
Move to approve warrant 1498 in the amount of $2,618,233.87.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion or objection? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Golick. Any discussion or objection? We're adjourned.